Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Throwback Thursday. We are back on the old family farm. And we have skipped ahead actually a couple of months. We are now in November. I decided we might as well just move forward, get time moving here. It allowed this grass to grow to its harvest state again. Our meadow grass is fully grown. I figured if we're going to do grass again, we might as well have that field. And since somehow or other I missed the fact, but we do own that grass field down here that we can do as well. So we actually will have a pretty good chunk of silage that we can prepare in our bunker. This whole field here too we can add on. So we've got some work ahead of us in November. Actually, we need to get some fertilizing done on both of our fields. We do have weeds growing quite a bit here in this field, and we're going to have to get that sorted out as well. But I thought what we would do first is grab our farm-all, get some fertilizer in it, and get the fertilizing taken care of. Hope you're all doing well. Thursday, it's nice when you can think that Thursday came quick. That means the week has flown by a little bit, and it's almost the weekend again. That's always kind of nice. Things have also been happening here socially on the old family farm. Some big news. I reckon it's would be considered big news. Let me get situated here before we discuss that. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to see what's being fertilized and what's not. In fact, I would say I basically can't tell at all. That's always helpful. Let's get this strip done, and I'm just going to take a peek because I think it's a horrible job. Oh no, get out of the shrubs there, buddy. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it is putting down a second layer. Maybe a little bit of drinking has been involved. Early morning drinking has happened and having a little bit of a problem staying straight. But we'll get her done. Boy, you know, it's times like this that you miss GPS, and I miss precision farming. Not gonna lie to you. Just makes things a little bit easier. You know, precision farming is nice because you don't waste product as much. You know, with precision farming, it just makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more cost effective. But we'll get this knocked out. So word around the campfire is that Tiny has gotten engaged. Trust me, if you are shocked, we are more shocked than anybody. I honestly wasn't even sure if Tiny knew that girls existed, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, Tiny has managed to find himself a fiance, a future bride. And apparently, it is his former kindergarten teacher, which I'm going to tell you is may not be as uncommon as you might think in this area, in this part of the country. But yeah, he's managed to convince his former kindergarten teacher, I guess, that to marry him. I wish him the best. I think it's fantastic. Maybe she will get Tiny to, settle down and, kind of stop being the county misfit. I don't know. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around this thing. Trust me. Trust me. It's not. It's odd. It's a very odd situation. I'm not sure what Tiny's education level is. That's kind of been kept secretive. It's been a small family secret for decades. They don't like to share their education levels. I think because they can just, at any time, at any place, they can kind of just, make something up as they go. I think I've heard that Betty has a doctorate in theology and possibly in alien science, from what she says. Cryptography has been thrown around. It's hard. It's hard to know. Tiny, I think, fancies himself a gunsmith, of course. That being with the shotgun he was trying to sell me with the filed off serial numbers. So I'm sure he's learned a few things in ways that don't require a classroom. But the fact that he is marrying his former kindergarten teacher does lend proof to the fact that he has gone to school at some point in his life. So there's that. Maybe that's why he's doing it. I don't know. Nobody's gonna ask. A lot of people don't want to know. The wedding is being planned. It's going to be a midnight wedding, I guess, from what I've heard. Again, I don't ask. I just say, hey, all right, we are invited. We did get an invitation in the mail. Actually, it didn't. I did kind of miss a couple little spots there. But actually, you know what? For eyeballing, not bad, but I bet I used about twice as much fertilizer as I needed to. But I do want to kind of get that strip there. It didn't really come in the mail. It just kind of got slid under our front door. And that's usually how things get delivered kind of around here anyway. So we're just going to take that as a... Let's see here. If it's on my left-hand side. We'll try and hit that strip over this way a little bit. It was written in crayon, which I thought was, kind of cute. A couple things misspelled. I don't think he spelled wedding right. In fact, let me look here at the invitation. Yeah, he used 2 T's instead of D's. So it's come to the wet ting. I'll be honest with you, I hope it's a wedding and not a wet ting, because I've seen people, I don't want to really talk about it, but I'm sure it's just a misspell. Uh-oh. Ducks are getting chemicalized. Ooh, we've got some tall weeds. It's hard to tell, like, if once this stuff grows, usually with fertilizer, you can kind of tell, because the ground will darken where you spread the fertilizer, but it's really hard to tell. I'm just going to do the best I can, get as much down as we can, get fertilized. This will help with our yield, of course, too, which is nice. So hopefully we get pretty good crops out of this. We do need to take care of those weeds, though. I didn't pay much attention when I was fast forwarding a couple months, and we're definitely going to need to, I guess at this point, probably herbicide, but I do have a plan for us. In fact, if you look at our money balance, I have spent a little bit of cash since we were last together. We had about 10 grand. What do we have? About 10 grand, I think, from our silage sales. And of course, some of the money went to, right now, just buying this fertilizer that we're almost out of. Then I bought another new piece of equipment that we're going to be using here on the farm. I thought that'd be kind of handy and maybe a little bit faster to take care of the weeds than just having to use that weeder all the time. And since I'm trying to avoid hired help, the faster we can get stuff done, the better. I know Tiny has already offered, I guess, if he is allowed to reproduce or capable of reproducing, he has offered up his children for farm labor, which is very kind of him. Oh, ran out. Let's check and see how we look. Yeah, we got a pretty good sec. Wow. All that's... Oh, okay, that must be missed on the fertilizer there. We'll get that covered up. Well, let's go grab a little bit more fertilizer and see if we can't get a little bit more done here. Why not? Spend a few extra bucks and try and get this field covered a bit more. So yeah, he offered up his kids already as labor, which is nice. He's already in, I guess, negotiating terms for salary, but I am trying to avoid that subject as well. He wants healthcare, dental, and all that stuff, and I'm like, Tiny, I just don't have that kind of money to spend for employees, you know, and I don't know. We'll have to deal with it. He gets threatening sometimes, but it's kind of that passive-aggressive threatening kind of deal. You know, like, oh, yeah, that's okay, I understand, you know, it would be a shame, though, that without hired helpers, you know, that somehow or other your field would get, you know, set on fire. Like, I don't know how those two manage to equate. Like, how does having hired help keep your field from getting set on fire? But evidently Tiny has put those two together. Let me stop here for a second, make sure I'm not just... Oh yeah, okay, I'm okay, alright. Kind of getting it, I guess. He must have made quite an impression on his on his kindergarten teacher, though, right? I mean, think about that. How many of us, like for me, I know my kindergarten teacher, well, she's probably not even alive, if I'm being honest with you. That's kind of morbid, but probably true. But how many of our kindergarten teachers would even remember us, let alone marry us? I mean, he must really be a catch. That's all I can think of, is he must have, you know, she must be able to look past his flaws, his Charles Manson eyes, and his his rotten egg cologne smell that he carries around with him. And she must be able to look past that and see the beauty in Tiny, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm just really picturing this dude. And I just... Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, poor Tiny. Actually, lucky Tiny. Tiny's getting a wife. How old would she be now? Tiny, I don't really know Tiny's age. That's the other thing too. The Smalls keep their ages extremely secretive. Birthday parties are held, but there are no, there is no discussion of age. Some say that Tiny might be in his mid to late 30s. Hard to say by looking at him. Hard to say. We've been told that they go by dog years instead of human years. Again, these are all speculative rumors. So it's just hard to say. I'm gonna check this field one more time. Kind of have that swath down here we can grab real quick. I feel a little bit like missing that thing. Am I heading towards it? Yeah. We're gonna pick it up right here. And we're just gonna grab this. Hopefully I'm getting that chunk there. Yeah, I missed a little bit here and there, but you know what? Actually, we can finish this thing off. I don't have much left in here, so we might as well empty it up. Might be able to use it for lime next time or something like that, so we might as well just get her emptied. I did not end up buying the shotgun from Tiny. I was able to convince him that that he was probably best off keeping it for himself. You know, maybe pass it down to his kids. Thought that was a nice idea. I think that I think he was touched by that idea. I think he found that very heartwarming, especially with his engagement now. He's got a lot of plans to make up for. I think he is thinking, oh yeah, there we go. This is what we picked up right here. Nice herbicide and liquid fertilizer spreader. Very, very nice. I mean, it cost us $1,000, but Betty Lou threw in some fertilizer or some herbicide for us, so thought that was a pretty good deal overall. Let's go try it out. Let's see how it works. Nice addition to the farm. And it's going to be a little bit faster to do this than pulling behind a weeder, I think. Let's check this thing out. Nice animation. A couple nice little sounds there to it. All right, let's see how she goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's nice. That's taking care of the weeds very, very nicely. You know, it's been a while since I've played without precision farming. So I've kind of, with precision farming, I try and stay away from, you know, liquid herbicide, because I think you get penalized or penalized for using it. But here in the old family farm, we encourage the use of industrial herbicides and fertilizers. I wonder where they'll have the wedding. And I wonder where they're going to live. I saw a for sale sign in front of Tiny's tent. So I think he is selling his current home. I don't know. I'll be curious. I wonder, because he moves around a lot in the woods. He's a wood dweller, and so it'll be interesting to see. He's selling his. I saw a for sale sign on the tent, but I didn't see anything on land. I don't know if he actually owns any land. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll have to look into that. I wonder if he does own any land. I thought the Smalls did own some property though, but I don't know if Tiny has any rights to it, or if it's just Betty Lou's, or who. I don't know if any of you are X-File fans. there's a there's an episode. Man, I'm not painting a very good picture of the Smalls. I'm probably. But there's an episode. There's an X-Files episode that I think it's called Home, and yeah, that's I'm not really. If you're not familiar with it, do a little Google or YouTube and on it, or look on IMDb or whatever your favorite source of information is, and look up the episode called Home. I'm pretty sure it is called Home. I can't remember which season. I think it might be. Oh boy, no, I'd be guessing if I. Yeah, I'd just be guessing. But that's kind of, I think, kind of the idea of what we're looking at here a little bit with the Smalls. So, yeah. Actually, his kindergarten teacher, what is her name? I keep forgetting her name because it's a unique name. It's like Clarabelle, or maybe it is Clarabelle. It might be Clarabelle. Come on, you're wasting herbicide. Move. It might be Clarabelle. I think that she was named after her family's first award-winning heifer. If I remember correctly, is how the story was told to me. You know, like, you know how they have those 4-H. I don't know if it's 4-H or not in this area, but it's like a 4-H, you know, kind of competition where all the farmers bring, you know, their prize pigs and cows and things like that to a competition. They get graded. Well, apparently, her dad, from the way I've been told at least, won a major prize for a cow that he had, and that's what he promised to name his daughter after. And I think the cow's name was Clarabelle, if I remember right. And I hate to ask Tiny because he gets a little bit, he gets angry when people even say her name, let alone talk about her. He's a little protective. But it does make me wonder, though, if she has a home that they can live in. Because she must have a house, right? Or an apartment or something. I mean, she's had to have lived somewhere. My understanding is she's not a wood dweller, so she must have had some kind of living arrangements before she met Tiny. So I'm going to find out some more information on that and get back to y'all, because trust me, I'm as curious about the whole thing as anybody. Just the oh, so many questions, if I'm being honest. It's like, wow, you know, when did they first know that they were in love? That's the big one. That's the scary one. One I may not choose to ask. I don't know if I want to know. Yeah, I may not want to. I may not. Don't ask. What did they say? Are those weeds right there? Yeah. Don't ask questions if you're afraid of the answers. Yeah, I'm afraid of the answer, so I may not ask. I may not ask that question. But I do want to know, though. I am curious. Like, really, though. Like, yeah, I don't want to. I'm not going to ask. Let's see if we can wipe these guys out. I don't know if they're too big. Oh no. Herbicide kills it all. I thought we had a string of weeds. Huh. I thought we had a string of weeds over here, but I don't know what happened to them. I wish we had one of those see and spray jobbers. That'd be pretty sweet. Overall, though, I think we're in pretty good shape. I mean, hard to do perfection on an old family farm, and quite frankly, I think it'll spoil the atmosphere if we stride for perfection. Let's see if I can pick up a few more, couple more biggins here. The biggins, at least. Get a couple baby ducks while we're at it. Yeah, I think we're in pretty... Excuse me, I think we're in pretty good shape. Oh, I think I did get a baby duck. I think I just saw one go running over there. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so I guess that takes care of our weeding, our fertilizing. So our fields are, I think, in pretty good shape, because wasn't that the, let me just park this guy over here. I think that was our second layer of fertilizer. So yeah, 100% fertilized. I didn't lime this field, so that kind of sucks, but that's all right. Roughly 80% yield bonus. Oh, I miss you. Man, I want to just pull. I want to be able to pull that weed. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. You just can't do it. Something odd happened here too, like I don't know what exactly happened, like this little patch right there. Huh. Alright. Needs rolling. Skip that. 85% yield bonus. 83, 82, 84. So not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. We might just be able to make a go of it here. Who owns this guy over here? I own this? Wait. I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm not going the wrong way. I am going the wrong way. That's not the field I wanted to know. Sorry if I'm making you sick looking around like this. This is the field I was thinking of over here. I think we looked at this last time. Clifford Powell. I don't know a Clifford Powell. Huh. I wonder if it's one of the Smalls aliases that they like to use. What does this land cost? Ooh, 7,100. We're going to hold off on that for now until we get a little bit more extra money in. Plus, we've got a bank loan that we still have to worry about, too. Yeah, we've got a $10,000 bank loan that we still have to deal with. So let's not jump ahead too much. Let's fire up the John Deere here for a sec. Whoa, are you doing that again to me? Man, this thing does not want to shift into drive automatically for me. Don't hit the farm all. Let's drop off this weeder. Thank you. I wonder if it's just when it has an implement on the back that it has a hard time shifting out of reverse. That might be. Let's go grab, I think we should grab our mower. Let's grab our mower and go check out this other field. Get this thing going, maybe. Yeah, all right. Check it out, see if we can get started on our mowing job. I like this mower. Sweet. All right. Now, if I remember right, do I just unfold it? I think that's all you have to do. Turn on mower. There is no unfolding. So I think if we turn the mower on, I think that's it. I think that engages that belt. Yep. Engages the belt drive. Does it have a... You know what? Huh. Is there any chance at all? I don't think there is. It does have a hitch on the back. But I don't think... No, it's not the right... It's not the right connector. But you know what? I'm going to try it anyways because you just never know sometimes with mods and stuff. You just never know what kind of, you know, stuff you might get away with connecting something to another thing. I would like to figure out a way to connect our windrower right to the back of this thing. Wouldn't that be kind of nice? Or wouldn't that really work at all? So here's our windrower. Yeah, see, that's not the right connector, but I always like to try, just for fun, even though there's not much of a shot. I don't even know how it would work if it did connect, but let's go try it. No luck. Okay, I didn't think so. Sometimes just weird, you know, you get weird things to connect. And I doubt there's any kind of an adapter out there for a trailer pin hitch to what is that even considered on that windrower? That's not really a... Is that considered a 3-point? All right. Turn on the mower again. Let's get mowing. At least this thing scoots along pretty nicely. Not bad mowing for 12 miles an hour. Heck yeah. Let's get a nice edge. Now we could always plow up this field. I think the biggest plow I have seen for the equipment for the tractors we have is a two-board plow for the moldboard plows. I think it's a two-board plow is the biggest, and I'll tell you that will be agonizingly slow to plow this field with a plow that small. But maybe someday we will be able to. Or maybe I'll just do it, get it over with. Let's see if I can get more room here. I don't remember what our total yield was out of our bunker silo last time, but we did make a few $1,000s out of the silage, and I would have to think that adding this field is at least doubling our silage. Will at least double our silage, I think. Maybe more, but I think it'll be darn close to at least doubling, which will be very nice, because the more money we get in, we can expand our farm, buy better tractors. Really don't know how long we're going to be on Old Family Farm. I mean, honestly, my intention when I started Throwback Thursday My initial plan was to actually do a different map every week. You know, like just do a different throwback map, you know, something from previous versions of Farm Sim and stuff, and actually do a different one every week. But plans change, I guess, because what is this? I don't even know what episode this is we've got to be getting close to 9 or 10, 11, 12 episodes. Is this episode 12 maybe? Kind of don't really feel like leaving it yet, you know. Kind of enjoying working with the old equipment. I enjoy the happenings with the smalls. I think they're entertaining on their own, let alone the farming. I'm always curious to see what Tiny's going to get arrested for next. Did I tell you the sheriff's name is Sheriff Little? Now, I don't know if that means anything, but if you've got a sheriff named Sheriff Little, you've got a guy named Tiny, and you've got Betty Lou Small. I kind of feel like there's some possible shenanigans going on. I don't know. Again, I don't like to ask questions that I don't want to know the answers to. You know, that I'm afraid of the answers. And honestly, some questions might just... you might end up being the... you might have come home and have a for sale sign out in front of your house that you didn't put there. Clarabelle, I think that's her name. I think that's Tiny's fiance's name. Clarabelle. Clarabelle Small. Clarabelle, I wonder if she'll... Oh, that's a good question too. Will she keep her last name? I have no idea what that is. Or will she take on Tiny's last name? I've heard rumor that Tiny actually wants her to assume his first name as well. It's kind of weird. I don't think that's going to happen. But they have some different, you know, ideas of... Get the gas, Brad. Ideas of how things should work around here. Like I said, the Smalls have been in these parts for millennia. So it's kind of hard to know what they still consider proper. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a way to hook a windrower onto the back of this thing, wouldn't it? Oh well, we got time. Nothing else really much going. Actually, there's really nothing else going on in November for us. Our fields are good to go. We really just need to worry about getting all of our mowing done, get our grass collected and bunkered up, and once that's done, we probably are going to be pretty fit for the winter. We'll have to check on our bees and check on our chickens. I think that's about all we need to really worry about doing until next harvest season. I'm just going to keep this thing rolling. Not going to be fancy about it. We're just going to get... we're just going to get it cut. Maybe do a checkerboard pattern. I knew a dude, and I was kind of guilty of this myself when I was really into taking care of my lawn, you know, and out there pruning and stuff. But I had a buddy that was like seriously into it, and got a lot of good advice from him. But he would like make it he would make it a profession if he could, I think, to mow lawns with patterns. He was all about, you know, the lawn patterns. You know, you've got your checkerboard, you've got your vertical, horizontal, your diagonal checker. I don't know how many different kinds there are, but he seemed to believe that there were a multitude. I mean, and I guess there is some legitimacy to it, where you, at least it was recommended to me by this lawn care company that you should mow your lawn in different directions each time you mow. And I guess the thinking behind that was that it's healthier for the grass because it doesn't get cut the same direction every time, from what I was told. That it's better for the blades of grass and better for the grass itself overall to be cut at different angles each time, or every other time, or whatever. I forget what they told me how often to do it, but I think it was every other. I think it was every time you mow, you should change direction or something like that. But I'd want to see proof of that. I want to see some evidence. I will say that with lawn care, though, I did notice, because I was a bit skeptical about a lot of the products and, you know, how much effort you can put into it and all this other stuff, but it does seem to be somewhat cumulative as far as impact goes. You know, it seems like the more I did for the benefit of my lawn, it did seem to add up. So I will say that. So I'm kind of sold on, if you want a good looking lawn, you know. I mean, then I had another dude that I used to work with who just, you know, on a hot summer when the grass would go dormant, like completely brown and just go dormant, you know, he was completely fine with that, you know. He wasn't going to spend a dime on watering his grass. And if he wasn't going to spend any money on watering, then he sure was happy when he didn't have to mow it, you know. And grass will come back, you know. It'll come back. So in his mind, he could make no sense of spending money on watering grass or fertilizing grass. It was just meant that you had to mow more. So there you go. There's that method too. I don't know, some neighbors may not appreciate that as much, but he wasn't the kind of person that cared a whole lot about what his neighbors thought of his lawn. So, I mean, he wasn't a junkyard either, you know. It wasn't like he was parking Winnebagos out there and stuff like that. But yeah, landscaping was not his priority, I guess would be a fair way to say it. His house was well kept, though. So, you know, everybody has their own priorities, I guess. And I think that is going to do it for Old Family Farm. I'm going to let you all go, and I'm going to finish up mowing up our field. Let me hop off here. I'm going to finish up mowing up this guy here, and I might just, if I have it in me, go over there and start mowing up our other grass field over by the house. And the next time we get together, we'll probably have to do some finishing up with this, with the grass work. A lot of dead weeds here, but I think we got most of them, so our yield should be okay. But thanks everyone for joining me again here on Old Family Farm and putting up with me, and hope you enjoy the Throwback Thursdays. I certainly do. I will try and confirm Tiny's fiance's name. I do believe I'm thinking Clarabelle, but it could be Clarice. It could be something CL. I sometimes I've been completely off too, and it might just be Jane. I don't know, but I will try and find out, get some finalized answers on her name, and maybe get some more details about how this whole thing kind of worked its way out, like the dating scene and all this other stuff. That part I am kind of curious about, no doubt. But certainly wish them, the best. Happy, long marriage for sure. Good for Tiny. Um, yeah. So I will see you back here Friday. Not here, but on Kubota Farm, hopefully. Leave a like if you enjoy the episodes. Subscribe if you want to. Tiny's not going to come knocking if you don't, so it's totally up to you. And take care of yourselves, and let's make sure that we take care of each other. And I will see you all real soon. Thanks again.